A1 pits. How we doing, people? I've been looking forward to this one. You see behind me the mighty River Trent. So I've come quite a fair way up the river, to be fair. I've come to where the older bent over 42 km sign is. I think I'm going to come in here, to be honest. Someone's left a shoe on there as well, because it's a lot drier on the ground up here. I can park just off the road because my little van gets stuck easy, and I don't want to piss Dale or Pete off saying, can you pull me out please? So yeah, I'll come here. I think we'll get in there. House is up, it's nice to see that out. 3 rods on the rest, not set up yet. Wind is proper cold. I'm going to get the end set up on the rods done now, and then we'll go through that, then we'll go through some bait, and then we'll get out and try and catch a nice big barbel. That's going to be my view for the next 24 hours. Beautiful. It's been far too long having that view. Little at the door view. Fantastic. That didn't take long. I've not even got the rod set up yet. You'll have to hang on, Mr. Robin, then you can have some food. Zoom in. He's gone down there now. I'm just getting the first rod tied. I'm going to fish all 3 rods exactly the same, except I'm going to have 2 cage feeders on, and I'm going to have 1 atomic gripper on, purely to see if the cages are working any better than the gripper lead. I know it's not really fair, 2 cages versus 1 gripper, but if the gripper starts catching, the cages don't, we'll be swapping to grippers, and I'll just be fishing like single baits with I'll be catapulting balls of bait out instead of fishing feeder fulls. I'll just show you the setup we've got here. So I've got, let's tie it the right way, I'm running what I call a hockey stick. I don't know, it's got a proper name, but you can push the pin in and out, so you can change your lead, feeder, etc. over easily without breaking your main line down, which, yeah, that's handy, isn't it? It's got a nice soft sleeve that this then rests on. It's got to be the right way around. If you have it the wrong way around, it looks a bit naff. It's designed to sit neatly and streamlined like that. I've got inside a size 8 quick change swivel, so I can just change hook lengths on, off, long or short, depending what I want, and that's running up the line. This has been sent out by this firm, Poltergeist Tackle, okay? They've got in touch with me and said, oh, we've watched some of your videos, we want to try and help you get back in, because obviously I started out again, I rebought everything back, and they said, well, let's send you some stuff out, see what you think to it, have a look online. I've looked online at the stuff, it's a lot cheaper than shop prices. Straight away I noticed the price is a lot less. This, to be honest, feels exactly the same as the Fox ones I had before, except this little sleeve that comes out through the hockey stick is longer. I had an issue with the Fox ones, it isn't long enough, and sometimes I was getting sort of like, it was getting caught there on the cast, so the line was then sitting on that, and I actually cast out my lead, and the line, because of the force it went through, it actually cut through the soft plastic, and I lost the lead. It didn't break my main line, my lead just went flying out in the river, so I took them off, threw them in the bin, because they wasn't very good. These, however, feel a lot better. I'm hoping I don't have the same issue. If I do, the same will be happening with these. I'll be taking these off and going back to, let me have a look, where have I got? Let me see where I've got one in here, my little box. Everybody uses these ones. These are the core and run rig kits. A lot of people swear by these ones. To be fair, that ring feels slightly harder than this, but because the sleeve's longer, I don't think there's going to be an issue, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'm going to get all the rods tied up with that, and then we'll see how we get on, basically. But like I say, I have got, you'll see there's quite a few packets of stuff I've been sent out, so we're going to be trying different items to tackle over the next few videos, and I'll just say, if they're good, they're good. If they're not, they're not. It's going to be honest, I wouldn't want anyone to waste their money on something, and I don't want to waste mine on it. And these guys obviously feel fairly brave of sending stuff out, because if you've seen my solid bag review, I say it how it is. If something's crap, it's crap. If it's good, it's good. So they obviously think their stuff's good to send it out to start with. But that's enough of that. Let's get on with the fishing. So while I'm rig tying, I thought let's take you through what I'm actually doing and what I'm using and why. hook link material for this is the Corda Supernatural, an £18. Come in a job lot, that's the reason I'm using it. There's a lot cheaper braid you can get. I think they do a basics one. I've used that before, it seemed all right. But what I've done is I've tied an overhand loop in the end. I've stretched my arms open, and that's how long my hook link's going to be. So I'm going to cut that off. Let's get my scissors, nick that off. Then I have here a very small wide gape hook. I think that's a size 10 wide gape. I can't actually remember who it's by. It might be an angler's hook, to be honest. It probably is. But I'm going to thread it from the back of the eye towards the point. Pull the hook link all the way through. Measure where I want the loop. It looks a big loop, but we're having a big bait on this one. I'm having a big piece of what I'm going to show you shortly. So I've got my little loop, and then I'm just going to do a knotless knot. But the important thing with a knotless knot is where the hook is fused over, you always turn away from it. Don't ever turn towards it, because that can cut on the sharp edge and work and snap your hook link. So you always turn away from it. I don't know, wrap around the shank, I don't know, 7 or 8 times. I don't even know how many that was. And then again, from the back of the eye towards the point, push it through, pull it like that, and that's your knotless knot. And then in the far end, I'm just going to do a figure of 8 loop knot, which is you double it over, and then you make a loop like that, you twist like that, and then you tuck the tag end through that, so you've got a figure of 8. Wet it, pull a tool on the end, get on there, pull it down nice and tight. That's it. All 3 hook links, they're tied the same. So right, let's get on with some bait now. So my mix today is leftover method mix from my last video that I've frozen and defrosted last night. Still the odd lump in it where it's not quite mixed. And frozen red maggots also that are in here. So that's what's going to be going in the cage feeders. I'm going to rehydrate that with a bit of water, and I'm also going to add a nice dollop of this mainline particle and pellet syrup in halibut flavour. So that'll give it a bit more kick as it's in the water. Hook bait. Spam. Haven't fished that in years. I'm quite excited to cast a piece of luncheon meat out. Could be a big old barbel lurking out there. Fancying a bit of spam for his dinner. I've also got some sticky baits, the krill dumbbells in, what size are they? 12s. And I've also got a pot of the tough ones in 16. Also the sticky baits krill. So at night time, let me zoom out. If I get plagued by the bream on the luncheon meat, then I can swap over to them hopefully. But I don't know, I fancy the luncheon meat. And I'm going to use a couple of red maggots as my hair stops. Instead of putting bait stops on or pieces of twig, I'm going to use a couple of maggots. I'm going to be casting frequently, so I'll know if my bait's gone. But now I'm going to get a rig baited up. I also forgot to mention in the last clip, I'm putting a nice anti-tangle sleeve on as well to stop it getting all tangled up around the feeder, etc. So I'll get a rod set up, ready to cast in, and yeah, we'll get fishing, shall we? The meat's changed, isn't it? Basically, this side is half a tin of meat, and I've chopped it into decent cube sizes. They're going to be my hook baits. I don't know how many I'm going to need. I haven't really done a lot of barbel fishing, and I'm not even sure if what I'm doing is the right approach, but this is what I'm going to go in with and have a try with. So I've got half a tin of hook baits. I can always chop them down small if I've got too many near the end, and do what I'm going to do with this half, which is smaller chunks. And each time I load the feeder, I'm going to pack like some in the bottom, drop a piece of meat in, or maybe 2, then pack the gear over the top and trap it. So as it breaks down, when it's out there, I'm hoping the odd bit of meat rolls down as a freebie down the riverbed, and a barbel might follow it up and find the big bit, and bang, we've got a barbel. I don't know, that's my idea. So I'm going to put that in there now, and then I'm going to add some of that over it, because garlic seems to be good for every fish. So I'm going to cover that in some garlic granules, and then I'm going to add whatever I've got left into the mix, and then mix all that up. Yeah, hopefully you barbel lot watching this are going, yeah, no, good plan, mate, good plan. You should get one, or instead of going, no chance mate, what are you doing? Who knows? The only way I'm going to find out is as the session goes on. So let me get all that bait sorted out now. Well, in there, that took nearly 3/4 of that pot of garlic granules gone in that. So if I don't catch a barbel, at least I won't have to worry about being attacked by vampires, because it absolutely stinks. Let's get the bloody lid back on there. So now I'm going to do the next bit. I've got a little bit of water in my spare bucket. I'm opting to pour that lot in the water and mix it in the water before I add it to the bucket, because I don't think it'll mix as even. Oh, look at that going in there, look. Nice. And then we'll add that in there. Little job. And then I'll give that a mix around now. God, it stinks as well. You're not even in focus being mixed. It stinks. Anyway, you don't need to see me mix all this. I'll bring it back when everything is mixed. There we have it. That's the rig. Nice maggot on the top as a bait stop. Nice big cube of meat. 2 more in there the same. Let's get some rods casting. We'll just show you the end setup. Nice long anti-tangle sleeve, and we're going to be fishing that far away from the lead with that meat. So let's get the rod out. So this time, this is the cage. You'll see, look how juicy that looks, full of red maggots. It's got the method mix, it's got a couple of chunks of meat in, and then that's going to be laying down the riverbed from hopefully to catch themselves on. So let's get that out. And this one, same again, another loaded feeder. Let's go, let's get it out. Just had a bang on that middle rod then. That was a definite knock on that middle rod. Just in case it's a chub on there, let's bring it in. Right. Feeder's empty. Meat's already gone. Wow, that was quick. Well, that was quick. Didn't catch it, but that was a chub. That solid knock. I do know that that's kind of what they do. But yeah. Oh, I've just oh man, I've just rebaited and I've stood on me meat. Can you believe it? Oh dear. Never mind. Retake. Right, let's try again without standing on the meat. That's all 3 out. We're actually fishing now. I don't know how far in the video we are before I'm actually fishing, but yeah, that was a definite chub bite on the middle rod then. So I may as well make this an amusing update. My tracker winter suit has to be my pillow because my pillows are not in the van. I left them at home, so I have no pillow, and I have to have a pillow. So I'm going to take my Salapettes out of this later on, because I'll most likely want them for kneeling on the floor showing you pictures of all these fish I'm going to catch. And the jacket and the fleece, that's going to have to stay in the bag, and that's going to be my pillow. First trip out this year, you're not going to remember everything, are you? But while I'm on this clip, I will just take my time as usual just to say thanks to everyone for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, etc. If you haven't subscribed and you want to, please do. And up to now, if you think I've done something wrong or you think I could improve how I'm fishing up to now on this session, leave a comment below, just let me know. I've had very limited fishing barbel wise and river fishing. It's not something I'm very knowledgeable on, so I'm just going along with bits I've seen of other people, chucking a few odd bits in myself, and yeah, just seeing if we can catch something. So fingers crossed we get a barbel, but for now, yeah, I am just going to enjoy not having to pack up and go home today. I'm staying the night, we're having a barbecue later. Happy days. Well, that's a different view, isn't it? I have one in the net, but it's not a barbel, it's a chub. Not caught chub for ages, but it's just chatting to a bloke called Sean, long-term member on the pits here, proper nice bloke. He's going to go, I think he's going up there a few pegs up, so I said if you get anything big in the night, drop me a message on Facebook, I'll come up and do you a nice picture, and vice versa, I think. So yeah, happy days. Right, let's get this chub out, because even though it's not a barbel, it's a chub, and he's making it on the video. So let me get the camera set there and I'll see you with a fish. Result, 4 or 5 pounds around that area. Doesn't matter the size, does it? It's a fish. I haven't blanked, I've caught something on the river, and that's got to be a good sign of things to come tonight. I've even put the winter skin on tonight. It is that cold already, and it's not actually dark yet, so it's going to get worse. Swans are going crazy for don't know what. I haven't put anything down there. Look at that sun going down. Looks nice. That's the last bit of today's heat disappearing. Sugar beet factory, that's working. A1's not that busy. See, there's a few people along that bit. There's a random swan as well, look. Young swan randomly feeding on the grass. So right, I'll give these rods a recast. We'll get the barbecue on, I think, next. So the rod with the atomic gripper lead on, that's going to be cast a bit further out, that I'm not actually going to move because I don't have any reason to recast it. I've put 1.5 or just over 1.5 of the krill tough ones on, so I don't have to worry about that rod. And then the offcut piece I've got, which is that piece there, I'm going to use as a backstop on one of the pieces of meat, so I don't have to worry about that coming off, and that's going to be the one that's fished to the snaggy tree zone. The middle rod, that one there that I'm going to keep recast, so I'm just going to fish a plain piece of meat because that one I'm going to regularly recast. The one that's going that way towards the snags, I will be recasting it, but I won't have to worry about baiting it because I know that that's going to stop a chub nicking it off the hair, which there's a good chance along that tree line there, there's a good chance I'll get a chub on that rod. So that's my thinking. The middle rod's going to go ever so slightly just in that zone there, and that's going to be the barbel banker rod, I think. So these pair, they love it. They've not moved. I don't know what they're feeding on, but they're happy. But I'm going to get the rods out and get the barbecue lit. So I've just brought the middle rod in, and as you'll see, leaves etc coming down the river. That's what I'm going to keep recasting, because if not, by the morning it's just gonna, I'm just gonna get a bleep at some point. It's just gonna drag the actual ledge where that builds up, because that's about, realistically, I haven't cast out for an hour. That's about an hour's build up. So yeah, right, let's get them back out. You'll see there, they're quite happy now. Let's give them one more handful because we've got loads of bait here and I'm only here tonight. Look at that, look. I love it. Loads of maggots are sifting through, yeah. Guess I'll have swans hanging around for tonight then, but happy days, eh? It's nice to do the wildlife a good turn. So barbecue is lit, burning nicely. You allow barbecues on the fishery here if you've never been. They have to be raised off the floor, that is the rules. No disposable ones that sit on the ground, there's got to be a raised barbecue. So that just gives you a barbecue update. Swans, they're going for a swim down there, they've cleared that spot. We're in that witching hour now, you know, the dusk is becoming dark. I mean, if I look at there, my phone always shows it as bright, but it's not. If I just hold you up there, you'll see there is no sun on view anymore. It's gone. It's dipped behind the trees. Temperature's massively plummeted. I'm looking forward to some nice burnt food on there. And fingers crossed, one of those rods rattles off tonight with an absolute whacker because it looks perfect. So I'll bring you back most likely with some burntness, or even better, big old barbel in that cradle there, be good. Let's take you over to nice burning steak and a couple of fat boy sausages. Get in there. Come on, Rods. Yeah, you can tell, look. It's bloody cold. So, yeah, she's cold. It is cold, a lot colder than it's forecast. I'm just sitting waiting for my food to finish burning. It's nearly there. It's just dawned on me. I've got the river is flowing from right to left. That'll probably look the other way on your screen, but as I look out the river now, the flow's going that way, and I've got my gripper lead at the start of the flow. I need to swap my rods around and put my rod that's on a gripper lead at the back of the flow. So the two cage feeders that I'm keep constantly recasting, they're technically feeding that rod as all the stuff's rolling down the riverbed. So I'm going to have my food and then I'm going to bring all the rods in and swap them around, basically put the gripper lead to the left and fish the two cage feeders middle and right, and just see if that can, I don't know, help me catch something, because I thought I'd have had one, if I'm honest. I'm amazed I haven't, but it's early yet. It's only like 6 o'clock just gone. So yeah, I'm going to have me burnt food and then that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to lie, that's a little bit too burnt for me, but I ain't got nothing else, so I've got to have it. I thought I'd best have another coffee, help wash the old charcoal down, because yeah, that was, even by my standards, that was slightly overdone. Not much, ever so slightly, that's all. Basically the story behind that is I didn't wait to swap my rods. I thought, do you know what, I'm on limited time, let's get the rods swapped. So the gripper lead is now on the left and the middle and right are cage feeders, so I've done, put them all in, rebaited the two cages, put them out, put the gripper out. Thought, yeah, right, get me plate, walk over, look at the barbecue, you see the end result. It was okay. I've just rolled it around in mustard and ketchup, coffee will wash the excess charcoal down, and that's it. It's just, yeah, one of them. Can't afford to chuck it away, not on a night like this. It's freezing. My winter skin is already completely white with condensation. I'm pretty sure it's going to freeze tonight, so I think I'm going to wake up to a frost in the morning, but it'll all be worth it if we just get one barbel. Sean, who's gone a few 100 metres down the bank, he had one just on dusk, £10 too. Great angling, mate, well done. So they're about, because I'm probably maybe 400 metres from him, so yeah, might be a £10 2-ounce one in there for me, you never know. But I'm gonna have my coffee, just sit back. I'm gonna keep chucking the rods out. I won't bring you back each time I'm doing that. I'm either gonna bring you back hopefully with a fish or in the morning. Bloody hope it's with a fish, because if not, it's a bit of a bad vid, this one, isn't it? Anyway, cheers all. I'll give you an update. It's 6:30. Look at the winter skin already. Ice is glistening on it already. I'll spin you round. Look at the unhooking mat. Yeah, that's starting to go hard. That gives you an idea. That's my breath. Right, rods, come on. Well, I've called in the big guns now. Sean's come down the bank and he said, try these. So he's given me some of these pellets. They're you can buy some pellets here now. I didn't know you could do that. They're meant to be really, really good pellets. He said, try them. He's now had 2 barbel. I've had nothing. I just walked down and give me a handful of them to try. He's also given me a bag with a few in, so I can put some PVA bags together as well. I'm going to stick on the feeder on one rod at least, maybe both still, because I've got the mix to use up. But the other rod, I'm going to bring the boilies off, and I'm going to also put pellets. So I'm going pellets on all rods now, sack the meat off, because he's catching and I'm not. And if someone gives you an olive branch to try and help you, it's your own stupid fault if you don't take it. So yeah, let's see if that can bring us a barbel. And if it does, nice one, Sean. And if it doesn't, it's your bloody fault. So that's a bit better. Reposition my rods, lifted the tips up high. He said you need your tips higher. So I've done that. It's just going to walk you down the landing net handle. Look, I've got ice on there. And then I'll show you the shelter. Let me show you that. Right then, that kettle's going back on again. I'm absolutely Baltic. But all the rods have been swapped over to pellets now. They've all gone back out. I've kept 2 on feeders, still using the mix. 1 on the atomic gripper, that's got a little bag of PVA bag of pellets on. So pellet bags on 1 rod, feeders filled with the mix on the other 2 rods. But I am going to trickle a couple of pellets in the mix. I thought when I cast them out, I was like, why didn't you sprinkle just a few little pellets in the mix? Because that's like a PVA bag breaking down on it once the old feeder gets flushed. So I'm going to be doing that from now on. But yeah, I just think it's really nice for somebody I've met today. In all fairness, he did come and have a chat and he said, I have been watching your videos. And we had a chat for a good half an hour, 40 minutes, I reckon. And then he's had 2 barbel now. He knows I've had nothing and he's come up and tried to help me get one, which I think is really good. You don't see that in angling enough now. It just seems like people just, I don't know, zone in on their own little bit and they try and block out everything around them instead of, it's hard enough trying to catch the fish, but when you're against everyone else as well, it makes it even harder. Where yeah, there's a good chance I might get something now, and if I don't, I'm only joking, it's not his fault at all. I'm quite happy to try something because at the minute what I'm doing isn't working, so I can't do any worse than I'm already doing. It can only improve the session. So fingers crossed we do get that, but I'm going to get the kettle on and yeah, I'll see you shortly with a massive barbel, because that's what's coming, definite. Right, well I'm having an absolute nightmare. That's one of my rods, well that's 2 of my rods. I'm not sure, I've just had a belt intake, got to it, it's ploughed up and down, wiped 1 rod out and then come off. I've literally wound 2 rods in that are so tangled I've just had to cut the line through, start again. So I'm in the process of doing that. 1 hook link's knackered, the other one as it's dragged in, that's burned the hook as well. So I've got 2 rods to set up, 2 new hook links to tie up. It's absolutely freezing. I will show you once I get the rod set up, I'm back in, I'll take you for a little wander outside and show you, but everything is rock hard, white, rock solid. As soon as I pick the rod handle up, it's just ice. It really is that cold. So yeah, as sessions go, you'll see, look, just talking, it's quite difficult, but we've had a chub. That could be, yeah, we've had a chub. That could be how the session ends, who knows. But I'll get these rods retied, get some new rigs tied up, get some rods back out there, and we'll just keep trying. That's all you can do. The time is, I think I looked at the phone, it's just gone midnight, so we've got a few hours left. So yeah, let's keep going. Right, rods is back out. Let's turn the light on. Yeah, that gives you a bit of an idea. There's the ice on the mat. There's the ice and frost on there. Still see the old subscribe, can't you? But definitely white. Look at that now. Nice. Can actually see, yeah. That's cold, proper cold. Net. Well, yeah, you can see that, right. Daryl back out now. I'll go back in the bivvy and update you. As you'll see, yeah, it's proper frosted out there. It wasn't forecast this cold. There's a lot of people in that situation would have just sacked it and said, oh sod that, I'll do it in the morning. Problem if I do that is I'm not fishing through bite time, because when it comes daylight and morning, I think you've missed the window. You might pick the odd chub up in the daytime early on, but that's it. I don't think I'm going to hit into a barbel, so I may as well not have came. If I'd have just lent them the rods up on the bivvy and say, I'll just fish one, just chuck it out willy-nilly, just leave that one out there. That's the wrong attitude if you want to try and catch something. I'd sooner go away from this session knowing I've tried my best to catch a fish. I've changed all 3 rods round now. All 3 have got gripper leads on. Feeders, they've gone. All 3 hook links I've swapped from braid to mono hook links, because I noticed Sean brought me a rig up and showed me what he was using. He had mono on, so I've chucked all 3 on mono. I've shortened it down to about 3 feet. I've tied a tiny little bag of pellets, just a small PVA bag of the pellets he gave me, and I've got a sticky baits dumbbell krill 12mm as my actual hook bait. I've come in a bit closer and I've spread them, and that's it. Yeah, you can't do any more. Sometimes you just can't do any more than what you're doing. The only difference is Sean is just fishing around the corner where it is slacker than where I am, but I can't see that makes that much of a difference. And I had a chub earlier, so there is fish coming through where I'm fishing. Maybe just the tactics I've used up to now aren't working, and this will, but we'll see. But I'm going to get back in my bag because it's, I don't know, it's getting on 1:45, something like that in the morning now. You've had a 2-minute waffle. I'm going back to bed. See you hopefully with a barbel. Well, it's definitely raining now. Coffee. I've pretty much been drinking coffee all night. Been recasting all night. Even since setting those rods up in that cold, I've just got back in my bag and sort of like every 45 minutes got myself out, get them rods in, chuck them back out. So every sort of hour, all the rods have had a recast with a little PVA bag of pellets on. Nothing. All I'm bringing in is debris from down the river. But I am trying. Sometimes maybe the fish just aren't here, but I don't know. I think they are. I still think I'm going to catch something, to be honest. I think that's important. If you take anything from this vid, is just don't give up, because as soon as you give up, you've lost. You know, it's kind of, if you just think, sod it, it'll go. It probably won't. Keep working it. And if it doesn't go, it doesn't go. But at least I know that I've tried, haven't I? And we've had a chub, so it's not a blank. I'm happy with anything on the river. I'm happy with anything, and I'm happy just to be out, to be honest. It's been weeks and weeks since I've done a night. It's nice to get the old shelter out. It's nice not to have to rush and be done by start in the morning, finish by the afternoon because the gates are shutting. Yeah, we'll see if we can get out next weekend, maybe. But I'm going to finish my coffee, watch it get light, and hope we can get a barbel to finish off the vlog. I'm just going to break the ice out of my bucket. Okay, we have one. Let's give you a little bit of water, Mr. Barbeol. We have what we came for. Whoa, easy. Easy, big fella. We have what we came for. £10.6. Wicked. Double figure barbel. From the Trent. They're fairly common, but beautiful. Made up. Thank you very much. You've made my session. I'll just show them the other side. There he is. What a fantastic creature. Right, let's get him back. Get this way up. Whoa. Let's get him back so he's ready to go. There he goes. Happy days. Well, here's a pleasant surprise. Me sitting down with a coffee, but the only difference is we've had a fish prior to this coffee. £10.6, absolutely made up. I laid it and I heard the clutch go before the bite alarm even registered. The clutch was gone. I was like, I know what that sound is. The left rod, the one that was, I've sort of slung them further, to be honest. It's more, the last cast I've done on them, I've been fishing sort of my half and back on this side of the river, and I thought, do you know what, let's wallop them the other side now, let them bounce down the river till they settle. That's where we're going. That was out 20 minutes, so kind of wish I'd have slung them further across the river during last night. Or did I just pick up a stray one that was moving up that line? I don't know. I don't really care. I've got a coffee, I've had a barbel, I've had a chub, I've got a couple of hours left. Massive thanks to Sean. That's a joint fish, so I only really caught a £5 3-ounce barbel, because half of that really is owed to him, isn't it? If he hadn't come up and spoke to me, I know I didn't catch it on the pellet on the hook, but I wouldn't have seen he was using the mono link, so I wouldn't have changed. I'd have still been fishing braid. Whether that would matter, I don't know, but as it stands, since I've swapped to mono, I've had a bite and I've landed it. I know I got a bite on the braid that wiped me out, but yeah, it's a joint effort. But yeah, I'm made up with that. I haven't caught barbel in months, however long it was last time I was here. So yeah, it's getting light outside now. I'm gonna have my coffee, shut up waffling, and hopefully see you with another barbel soon. Well, my friends have turned up, and as we're not using this mix anymore, let's have a walk down here. Yes, you can have some in a minute. Well, let's give them that in the edge, because no doubt they're hungry. And he's using up anyway. Oh, mate's gonna get the arse on if his missus don't let him get in there and get that grub in a minute. She's sitting right in the way of it all. Alright, that's that. Enjoy your breakfast. What a fantastic sky this morning. Look at the colours in it. The river looks stunning. Absolutely stunning morning. I have resident visitors now. I'd love to see one of those rods melt off now and run down there. You'll see from an empty bivvy, I'm just getting packed down slowly. Rods will be the last thing to come in. What a godsend the ground sheet was last night. I never ever use a ground sheet. It's the first time I've used one in years last night. And my winter skin. Yeah. Even with the ground sheet, a winter skin, I had me Tracker big snooze sleeping bag and the Tracker thermal cover over. I was still cold. It was, where did that weather come from? I mean, I phoned a mate up, he's fishing over Norwich way, and he said, yeah, I've got ice in the edge of the lake. It's iced over overnight. I'm like, yeah, it was pretty cold on the Trent. But anyway, I'm going to get everything packed down. If one of those goes, you'll know about it, and if it doesn't, I'll see you for an outro. Right, review time on the old hockey stick from Poltergeist Tackle. It's exactly how it came out of the packet still. So yeah, well done on that one, because the Fox one would have broken through by now. As you'll see, they haven't gone anywhere. Sky's changed, you can see that weather front coming over. Bivvy's gone. Let me zoom you out. I've got 2 rods left out there. I'm packing them down now, and that is going to be it, I'm afraid. But what a great session. And there we have it. Peg looks like it did when I turned up 24 hours ago. Ah, what a fantastic time. Right, let me spin you around, say cheerio, and then I better go say goodbye to Sean as well. So that's all from me. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. It's been a very, very hard slog session. Mixed weather, mixed fortunes, but at the end of the day, I've been on the bank, I've had a great time. Caught a chub, caught a barbel, burnt some food, made you a lot of vid. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, remember, thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed or you've forgotten to at the minute, please do. It's massively thankful from myself. But for now, I'm going to get out of this wind. I'm going to walk up the bank, see Sean, say thanks again for his help, and I'll see you lot when I'm out next, which hopefully will be next weekend. Fingers crossed. So until then.